Anti-Semitism. Do you know what this word means?
No.
In the past, like Jewish people think that Jewish people, for instance, how can I say, like they, because of them, they lost a job, or because they earn a lot of money in not proper way, and they lost a job, and maybe people are jealous about them.
I don't know, maybe it's historical from the history book.
Again, I think this is a very historical thing, because I mean, if you look back into most of the nations of Europe, there's anti-Semitism was rife for centuries, and Jews were persecuted horribly.
I don't think it's a problem, really, so I want to know how to answer that question.
Judaism was the main sort of religious opponent, I suppose, of Christianity in Europe for a long time.
They got some talent and they kind of quite united together. So Germany think they are the best in the world, and in the Jewish they think they are the chosen one from the God. That's why probably the fight come from, and then that's why the German want to kill them, because they think they are best.
Jewish culture is very sort of introvert. Like they like to keep to themselves, and like they've got entire sections of North London which are entirely just purely Jewish people, like sort of like very very religious Jewish people who just kind of keep to themselves.
Generally with like communities and stuff, with a lot of Jewish people, they live kind of in a particular community in certain areas, which also Pakistani people do, Hindu people do, and things like that. And I think when you do have pockets of groups that are quite introverted and they keep within themselves, understandably because of anti-Semitism and things that are going on around them, that you can kind of get this build-up of tension.
I think it's mainly to do with the conflict in Palestine.
I guess obviously there's the political situation in the Middle East and things like that that some people follow, but to be honest, I'm not sure how many people from our sort of age group are really in tune with that and really understand the facts of what's really going on. I think maybe there is a small minority that do, but I think most people are just jumping on the bandwagon because it's fun, it's things that people do when you're young, I guess.
But I think it is becoming a much more heated issue because of the Islam versus Judaism question. Yeah.
Like the whole Israel-Palestinian debate, they might criticise the Israeli state and then it might spill over into just anti-Jewish feeling. I think that's really wrong. I think you should really clearly separate the two.
I don't think it's a problem, really.
My pocket theory would be along the lines of, I do think that there are differences between different races in terms of cultural things, cultural baggages that people bring. So, for example, the Anglo-Saxon is a very pathetic race in my mind. I tend to think that we seem to have sent all our pioneers and all our impressive people to the colonies and to populate America and to populate these far-off countries. So you get these pioneers, you get the entrepreneurial spirit gone. And we, who used to be a flash country, we are now, the standard English person doesn't want to be seen to be too radical about something, doesn't want to be try hard. We hate achievers in England. We hate people who do well. There is resentment against success, and there will be success in the Jewish community.
And again, it's a sort of historical thing. I mean, with this sort of common cultural clash, we often haven't had problems with Buddhists, as a sort of mainly Christian nation through the ages. But again, we've had a lot of problems with Judaism. Not necessarily correct problems, morally right, but we still have had our issues. So I think as such, anti-Semitism may be at the forefront of this sort of cultural problem. As much as we've got this current problem in the Middle East, so obviously, Islam, for example, is being sort of brought to the forefront of people's minds as well. I think it's exactly the same thing. And I think there will be cultural trends that will mean, for the next 10 years, I expect we'll all have a massive problem with Islam in this country because of the war and such like. And then, maybe in 10, 15 years' time, we might have a problem with Buddhism for who knows what reason.
And then start acting up.
Yeah, and then we'll start cycling back around to Judaism. I don't know, it's just people are stupid. Individual people can be bright, but groups of people are generally stupid, and they need a scapegoat for everything, don't they? And there's someone to hate, otherwise things don't work. So perhaps the little bit of anti-Semitism that still is knocking around today is due to that.